Hey guys, it's Nathan. This is just like a sort of courtesy update video on like growth hacking, where everything's at, and sort of where we're moving forward to. So the main purpose of this video is just to let everyone know that the lifetime deal will be increasing in price sort of this weekend. So there's about 24 hours left where it will be maintained at the current pricing. Like this was always going to end up like happening, and this is just we've had like a lot of like comments, like so many emails and stuff from people who have purchased a lifetime deal and wanted to like stack more on top of each other in future, to stack multiple deals on top of each other, but also people looking to buy their first lifetime license. And we're just sort of saying that like they'll buy it soon or they'll buy it in future and so on. So I didn't want anyone to be like surprised or shocked by this update. So I thought like I'd make a video because that's where like everyone's most active. I'll also send out an email to all of the email subscribers and I'll put it in our Slack group as well. But yeah, there's about 24 hours where the lifetime deal will remain at the current price, after which it will be increasing in price to about either $1,000 or $1,100. So it's quite a significant increase. The reason for doing this is that we just plan to release a lifetime deal to raise an initial like $10,000 in funding, which we have achieved, and we're now at like $15,000, which means like all of that money is just being reinvested back into the product. We've hired one developer, and we're also like in the process of trying to hire another one now, so we can release updates even faster. So like on the previous lifetime deal, we don't make any money or any like profit really. It's just money to be reinvested back into the product. So now we've raised that initial capital, and the cost of the lifetime deal, is going to be increased. So that is the main update. Like I said, I didn't want anyone to be like surprised if they did have plans to buy it, and they felt they weren't notified that the price was going to be increased. So like I said, there's this video coming out. I'll send out an email to all the subscribers and put it out to everyone in the Slack group as well. And then like over the weekend, we'll be changing the pricing. So it's just come Friday. It's yeah. So and in terms of other updates that we have, I just sort of touched on it then. We've currently got one developer working with us, really good developer, and he's pushing out like a load of modules and so on. And we have, I think, 3 modules that are currently in like testing, like beta environment, because I run tests on them myself before we like push out to the public, just to like filter out any like initial like bugs and so on. And we've also released like the email finder this week, and we've also built the technology scraper, and I've enriched like 10,000 websites with it. It works fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite tools, so I'm really looking forward to releasing that. And we've got like a ton of other widgets, sorry, not widgets, plugins. I'm too used to talking about Notify. We've got a load of other plugins that are going to be released. For example, one of them is like a method to actually send over 1,000 connection requests per day from every LinkedIn account, which I think is really cool. I don't know of any other tools in the market that actually offer this method. I'm not quite sure why. I can only think it's because they're not aware of it. I've been doing it for years and it's really effective. So we're just in the process of building that. But it's a bit more of like a complex tool, so it's requiring a little bit more time. And we're also hiring like a second engineer to come on board and help with development. In terms of the business, like we're in a really good stage. Like we're sort of sitting on money in the bank that is just being sort of reinvested back into the product, and like a small amount is going into like marketing, in like paid ads and so on. But most of it is actually going into building out more features, essentially. So I'm sorry that there hasn't been like a huge amount of like content being like pushed and released on the channel recently. There's still like a ton of stuff going on and a ton of videos that I want to release. At the moment, I'm staying in like an Airbnb, and I've actually just purchased an apartment, like they call it like a white frame apartment. So it means I need to do like all the renovation. It's got like the electricity and walls and everything and so on done, and gas. But I need to do all the renovation. So I've been like working on exchanging contracts this week, and I'm hoping to move in there next week. So after that, like once I've got myself set up, everything will be going back to normal, in terms of like businesses and content and so on. And part of the reason I actually got this apartment is to set up like a bit more of a studio, like invest in like a microphone, like better camera. Like currently this is just being recorded on like a MacBook. But now like we've actually built up, we've built up such a cool audience on this channel, of people like interested in like marketing automation and all the things that I'm doing. And I really enjoy it, to be honest. So I'm looking to like invest more. Like there's now, I think, like 1,600 subscribers. And that's without me like really putting any effort into YouTube. It's just me like talking about things that I'm building and so on. So I really like the community that we've built. I think it's really cool, and I plan on like investing into that further. So I'm going to set up like a little studio in this new apartment and have like a proper setup, which means I can push out like content much more frequently. It's also going to increase like the production value of the content. Like for example, if I'm just recording on AirPods, it's not as good as having like a microphone. So I'm also like really looking forward to that. So that was a big motivation behind me like buying an apartment, so I can actually set all of that up. Um, yeah, other than that, I think that's all the updates from my side. Like coronavirus is sort of dying down here now. We're getting back into like normal life. I finally got to have a haircut the other day, um, which like it sort of felt like everything's coming back to normal. I feel more like myself, which was cool. But to be honest, I'm quite lucky. Like we haven't been like impacted that much by it at all. We had a very low number of cases and only about 12 deaths. But obviously like my thoughts go out to like everywhere in the world, and like I hope everything is like safe and well in whatever part of the world you're living in. We have like a really international audience, so yeah, I hope that you're sort of starting to see similar results to what we are, where like normal life is starting to come back into place, which is nice to see. But still, like I think there's still going to be a lot of like aftermath, and like perhaps like the long-term effects on the economy and so on. We haven't quite seen the full impact of that, so it's going to be like an interesting few months. And yeah, like now probably more than ever, it's really good to uh, learn like some marketing skills or like implement strategies and automation, so you can cut down on expenses where necessary, depending on how the next few months go. But yeah, I don't want to leave this on like a downer talking about coronavirus. In general, like everything is really good this side. We're really happy with where everything in like the platform is going and where everything's heading, and like the future updates and things that we have released. And also like really happy with the community that we're building. There's like some really cool, really smart people as well, building some clever automations, which is it's really cool to see people like utilizing your tool to build these like solutions. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there. And as always, any like questions, comments, anything like that, yeah, just leave a comment below and I will get back to you. Thank you for watching.